Greetings, Upstanders. Dr. O here, and there's been a video circulating in Chicago of a black man being put in a chokehold by one of these agents. I don't know, ICE, whoever they are, and people are condemning it. They're recording and so on and so forth, and telling him to stop, and the typical things we see when people are getting harassed by these agents who are out there. And towards the end, one of them said something that really captured, in my mind, one of the reasons why Trump has been able to get away with so much of what him and Stephen Miller and Hegseth are doing. The guy said, he said, y'all supposed to be out here choking Mexicans. Just watch.
Hey, why y'all touch him, bro? Why y'all touch him, bro? Why you choking him, bro? Why you choking him, man? He ain't choking him. Hey, why he choking him, man? Y'all supposed to be out here choking Mexicans, bro.
Y'all are supposed to be out here choking Mexicans. And one of the other people in the background said, yeah, right. That's why we're able to be where we are today. Because we stay divided. We stay caught up in, they're going to come for that group, but they're not going to come for me. I don't care about that group. And Trump knows all of this. We all talk about the Nicolle poem. First they came for the socialists, and they came for the Jews, and they came for so on and so forth. And by the time they came for me, nobody was there to have my back. Trump knows that that is America to a T. And he knows that there are enough people who don't give a damn about each other so that he can pick off one group at a time before he takes them all out. And that's what's happening right now. When you see that raid, well, some of us didn't see that raid get covered because it didn't get enough coverage. I'm in the news of that South Shore area where they took out black people and Latino people and had them in separate buses, again, fueling more hate and, toward animosity towards each other. Had them in separate vans, but they took them all out. They took them all out. One of these suburbs that are being targeted as Broadview. Somebody correct me in the chat, and I start flowing. I get it wrong, but has a black female mayor as well. So another black mayor that's under attack. And there's no, and there have always been black people who have been rounded up in some of these ICE raids and are being put in those places in Florida would have those ridiculous names that I'm not going to use here because it conjures up racist history with black people and children used as bait for alligators, but people don't want to talk about that history. So even since the beginning, there have been black people rounded up, but now it's explicit. It's explicit. It's not like, oh, they're rounding up African Americans who they thought were Haitian. They're just coming for everybody. And part of me, I believe it was Michael Fanone who asked the question of, are the people that Donald Trump pardoned, are those the guys who are actually these ICE agents now? Personally, I believe that they are. One of the things that, I'm going to do a video on this later, that Miles Taylor said on Deadline White House last week was that Donald Trump never backed the blue. He always backed the brown shirts, and now he has his own. But the fact of the matter is that people who continually said, oh, y'all, they're going to get y'all, or we're mad because resources were going towards, Latino people and so on and so forth. All of that animosity that was built towards against each other is what led to that man saying, y'all just supposed to be out here choking Mexicans. And basically saying that, well, if that's going to be the case, then go out about it and just leave us alone. And that, look at this mentality, just leave us alone. So many of us, just leave us alone. Just go in, close our doors, turn off our lights. Just leave us alone. Nobody's going to be left alone at all. These guys are running rampant. And it just made me think about what legendary singer and activist, Joan Baez said to Nicolle Wallace in the Best People podcast. Really cool podcast. I hope y'all are checking that out. And, Nicolle asked her, like, there's all these comparisons to the civil rights movement and what's going on now. And she asked, like, is it the same? And Joan Baez basically was like, it's worse because, back then there were more of us who were together, but now everybody's in their like separate spaces. Watch what she says right now.
Everyone was singing with you, and it doesn't feel like we're all singing together right now.
Well, I have some theories about that. I don't know what happens when the stars align themselves in a certain way and we have a movement, that kind of a movement. There was anti-war movement, there was a civil rights movement, and, by the end they were merging. But that feeling of togetherness, I remember a kid was about 16 years old, some number of years after the war was over and he said, you guys had everything back then. You had the music, you had the war, this thing, you had Woodstock, you had each other, He said you had the glue, and we don't have the glue.
And so you see there that she's and fortunately, she's still with us to be able to witness all of this and have lived that, as many other people who are here who are there during the civil rights movement as well. But we're so caught up in our silos. We're so caught up in just watching our sports and watching our television shows and staying on our little corner in our block and failing to see that coming for everybody. In another post I put up a couple of days ago about the raid on the South Shore apartment complex, somebody said, they better not watch them, because they better not try that in New Jersey. And I'm like, dude, you just proved my point. That's my point. You're supposed to not wait until they come from New Jersey. You're supposed to speak up now for what's going on in the other places and spaces right now. When will people learn? Everybody's having an FAFO moment right now. If you are deemed as an enemy to this man, and of course he's gonna target Chicago because he hates Obama, and there's part of that people don't want to talk about also. People don't, here we're talking about the targeting of the black mayors, targeting of the blue cities and the like. The people need to stand up, and we need to stand up together. As Hitler said, he who controls the media controls the race. Trump knows that if he puts that stuff out there, people are going to follow every little thing he puts out, but we need to speak up. It's not supposed to be out here, you're not supposed to be out here choking anybody. That's where the upstander behavior comes into effect. So what does the agent say to the guy? Oh yeah, you're right. Let me go find some Mexicans to choke, and then or Latinos to choke, and then what the other guy says? All right, cool, we good, and go on. This is all hands on deck to demand respect time. We got to stick up for each other. We got to look out for each other, and not wait till these people descend in their black hot helicopters in front of your building, or put a chokehold on somebody or shoot somebody allegedly for dragging them in their car, which turned out to be false. Or throws tear gases into your mother's car, or into your father's car. The time is now. And you need to strike before folks who are trying to be authoritarians get at full strength. Tim Snyder says, don't obey in advance. Get out there and protest. Fight the good fight. Because they're already coming for you. And they've proved, if you didn't know it now, you 90 million folks who stayed home, or y'all who didn't want to vote for, for Democrats, for this or that reason, and they're all the same, and the Democrats, Republicans are all the same. You're seeing it all right now. What the hell are you doing about it? What are you doing about it? That's really what it comes down to at the end of the day. Y'all still resting? Like that what you're doing? Or are y'all sitting out there talking about, well, I'm FBA or I'm IDOS, and you think they're ISIS asking that question and gonna leave you alone too? Come on now. It's all black to them. And you see what they're already doing to white people who are protesting as well. You think they're going to give a damn about us? As one of the ladies said in one of these videos, the agents who zip tie these kids to each other like they're enslaved individuals said, F them kids. That's where we are right now. All hands on deck. If you didn't know that they were going to be coming for you now you know. What are you going to do about it? My hope is that you'll speak up and protest and join the movement for democracy and freedom and peace. Otherwise, you're part of the problem.